Getting started with pie chart and interface basics. This is the hands-on part. You're going to recreate the exact charts you saw earlier, step by step, starting here. We'll start on the first worksheet. If you're recalling the setup, the data is intentionally tiny. It's a simple table showing the number of students by gender at a school. Because this data represents parts of a whole, it's a good candidate for a pie chart. First, select the entire data range. Once it's highlighted, move your attention up to the Insert tab. This is where all chart creation lives in Excel. In the middle area, you'll see a large charts group. It's hard to miss. Inside that group, charts are organized by type. You'll see column and bar charts grouped together, line charts sitting nearby, pie charts in their own spot, and more beyond that. Each chart type has a small drop-down arrow. Clicking that arrow opens a gallery with extra variations. For example, the line chart drop-down shows multiple styles, not just one. Now, there's an option here that's easy to overlook, but really useful when you're unsure. That's recommended chart. When you use it, Excel analyzes the data you selected and suggests chart type that makes sense for that structure. It's Excel saying, based on what you gave me, here's what would work best. At the top of that list, Excel recommends a column chart. That's normal. Column charts are the default choice for most datasets, especially when you're comparing values. Just below that, though, you'll see a pie chart. Because the dataset is small and shows a proportion of a whole, a pie chart is a solid fit here. Go ahead and select pie chart, then click OK. No extra steps, no confirmation screens. Excel immediately inserts the pie chart into the worksheet. Just like that, the chart is live and connected to your data, ready for you to tweak, adjust, and format next. Exploring chart design and formatting. Click on a chart and something important happens right away. Two contextual ribbons pop into view. These ribbons only show up when Excel knows you need them. So the moment your chart is selected, you'll see chart design and format appear. Let's start with chart design, because this is where most people do their quick setup. From here, you can add or remove chart elements like titles, data labels, and legends. Think of these as the what shows up on the chart controls. If you want a fast makeover, you can also apply a quick layout. That's Excel doing multiple changes for you at once, instead of forcing you to click 10 different options. Color comes next. The color palette you see isn't random. It's tied directly to the theme you're using in Excel. Change the theme, and this palette changes with it. On top of that, you'll notice built-in chart styles. These are preset looks that apply a whole bundle of formatting in one click. Handy when you want something polished without tweaking every detail. Still on the chart design ribbon, you can switch rows and columns, reselect the data source, or even change the chart type entirely. This is a big deal. If you start with a pie chart and later realize a column chart makes more sense, you don't have to delete anything. Just pick column chart here, and Excel handles the swap for you. You can also move the chart if you need it positioned somewhere else on the sheet. Now, shift your attention to the format ribbon. This is where fine control lives. Instead of relying on presets, this tab lets you customize individual pieces. For example, if you don't like the colors from the theme palette, you can manually change them. Select part of the chart, use Shape Fill, and pick exactly the color you want. This tab exists for those "I want it just like this" moments. There's more happening on the chart itself, too. Every chart shows 3 small icons on the right side. The top one is Chart Element. It's a fast on-off switch for things like chart titles and legends. Uncheck chart title, it disappears. Check it again, it's back. Simple. The middle icon opens Chart Styles. This is just a quicker way to access those preset styles you saw earlier on the ribbon without moving your cursor far. The bottom icon is Chart Filters. This lets you filter the data shown in the chart. For example, you could filter to display only data related to males. With certain charts, that may not be especially useful, but the option is there, and in other scenarios, it can be powerful. Formatting doesn't stop there. Right-clicking is another gateway. When you right-click a chart, you'll see formatting options, like a Format Chart Area dialog box. This gives you even more control over how the chart looks. One thing to watch closely is where you right-click. If you click the background of the chart, what Excel calls the chart area, and then right-click, you'll get options for formatting that chart area. But if you click a specific element, like a slice of a pie chart, and right-click there, the menu changes. Now you're looking at Format Data Series, with options that apply only to that piece of the chart. That's why chart formatting can feel deep. You've got the ribbons, the icons next to the chart, and the right-click menus, all depending on what's selected. Each access point gives you a different level of control. For now, though, don't touch any of those formatting tools. Creating a line chart for time series data. Let's dive into visualizing time series data with a line chart. In our last session, we manually highlighted the whole dataset. That works, but here's a pro tip. You don't actually need to work that hard. Simply click a single cell anywhere inside your data range. Excel is smart enough to figure out the boundaries. Head up to the Insert tab. You could use recommended charts, but let's take control. Open the line chart dropdown directly and select a basic 2D line chart. Excel drops the chart in. It might be small, so grab a corner and resize it. Think of it like a TV screen. A chart that's too small is like trying to read subtitles from across the room. Make it big enough to read clearly. We will handle the colors and labels in the next lesson. For now, you have a working trend line. Visualizing data with standard column charts. Let's dive straight into adding some visuals here, because looking at raw numbers gets old fast. We're going to start with the classic column and bar chart. Go ahead and click anywhere inside your dataset. Navigate up to the Insert tab and look for the drop-down menu right next to the column or bar chart icon. For this first one, we're keeping it simple, so select the plain 2D column chart. Once that pops onto your sheet, just drag it over to the side so it's not blocking your view. The fast way to create a bar chart. I want to add a bar chart now, but honestly, going back through the Insert menu feels like a waste of time. Let's speed this up. Make sure your current column chart is selected and hit Ctrl-D on your keyboard. That command instantly duplicates the object. Go ahead and drag that copy underneath the original. We need to transform this duplicate into a bar chart. With that second chart still selected, look at the top of your screen for the Chart Design ribbon. Click that, and then find the button that says Change Chart Type. Switch the category over to bar, pick the specific style you want, I'm grabbing this one right here, and click OK. Just like that, you've got two different visualizations without starting from scratch twice. Working with stacked column charts. Jump over to the next tab where things get a bit more complex. We're dealing with two-dimensional data here to track. A standard column chart might get messy, so we're going to use a stacked column chart instead. Head back up to Insert, click that same column chart drop-down we used earlier, but this time choose the second option across to get the stacked column chart. Move that into position and stretch it out a bit. Making it slightly bigger helps distinct segments stand out. Building and troubleshooting map charts. Now for the really cool visual, the filled map chart. Click inside your geographic data, go to Insert, find the Chart section, and click the drop-down underneath Maps. You want to select Filled Map Charts. Here's the thing about maps, though. They can be a little temperamental. For this to work, Excel has to recognize the location names instantly. If you have a typo in a state, town, or country name, the system won't know where to put it, and your chart will likely fail or show blank spots. You absolutely need to verify that your data is spelled correctly. This isn't limited to just US states. If you listed countries instead, the feature would automatically generate a world map for you. Let's expand this chart to make it larger so we can really see those regions.